Hey, how is it going again, Guardians? LV Native here with another Destiny video. Well, it is Tuesday, October the 11th. Let's take a look at the Destiny Weekly Reset and see what there is to do this week in Destiny. Before we get started, I would just like to apologize for getting this video out a little bit later in the day than I usually do. Normally around 8-9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is when I get this video up. However, I had some family stuff that came up that I absolutely had to take care of, so I had to do that first, but I still wanted to get this video out for you today, so here you go. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Starting things off, let's take a look at our Nightfall strike. Now it is going to be the Undying Mind with the modifiers of Epic, Specialist, Fresh Troops, Match Game, and Airborne. Now, with this, Specialist is always nice to have. It is going to be, again, the Undying Mind. So if you want to farm this, you absolutely can to get your hands on an Imago Loop with a God roll. Maybe something like that Fatebringer roll, which I've still been waiting to get my hands off. So I might do a few of these just to farm it a little bit and see if I can't get my hands on that weapon. But if you want to, it is the Nightfall, so the chance of the rewards dropping are a little bit higher for you. Not a bad way to go. Moving on, we have our Siva Crisis Heroic Strike playlist. Now make sure you do at least one of these this week to be able to get your hands on that Radiant Treasure, as well as you can do it up to 3 times to get some legendary marks each time, with the modifiers of Heroic, Solar Burn, Small Arms, and Chaff. So if you're looking to farm a little bit, or at least get yourself some Radiant Treasure, there you go. Now, moving on to the weekly Crucible playlist, we have 2 different things that we can go to get our rewards. You can either do doubles, which is always fun, find yourself a partner, get in there and wreak some havoc, or you can always go into Inferno Supremacy. That ought to be a pretty fun game mode. Playing Supremacy with no radar could be pretty interesting, so you can do either of those to get that weekly reward. Moving on to the Reef, if you're still doing this stuff, starting things off with the 41 Prison of Elders. Go ahead and make sure you do this at least once to get your hands on that Sterling Treasure box, as this is now the only way you can get your hands on that Sterling Treasure. So if you are needing to get your hands on that one specific piece of armor or something that you're looking for, go ahead and make sure you do this. It is matchmaking, so you don't need a fire team. Go ahead and jump in there, defeat all 5 rounds, kill the boss, and get yourself those sweet, sweet rewards. Moving on to the Challenge of the Elders, we have Brawler, Fresh Troops, and Precision Kill Bonus. So anytime it's Precision Kill Bonus, it's a fairly easy one. You can actually even solo this pretty easily to get your hands at least on that 30,000 reward for your weapon, or the 90,000 rewards, doing it a few times to get that armor piece from Varix if you so desire. Alright, and moving on, of course, we have our raid. Do not forget that. You can go do the Wrath of the Machine raid. We do have hard mode coming out right around the corner to give us some increased rewards, but make sure you do this if you can. It's getting a little bit easier as people are learning the mechanics of this raid a little bit more for you to actually just go on LFG if you don't have a group to do it. I've actually had to do LFG every single week to get mine done, and it's not that bad. I've had about a 50% success rate, and others are, seeing even a little bit better results. But go ahead and make sure you do that to get some really good loot rewards as well. So in the Iron Temple, make sure you go stop by and see Shiro, especially if you're still looking to get your hands on these bounties right here, as they are the best way for you to get your Thorn quest. So if you're still looking to get the Thorn, make sure you do these 4 bounties, as turning those in will give you the greatest chance on you getting that Thorn quest to proc. And of course, go ahead and make sure you pop in here and pay old Tyrakarn a visit, as she is going to be your source for getting your hands on any of the Iron Lord artifacts. So you want to make sure you accept this quest right here, Artifacts of the Iron Lords. Go ahead and go through and see what you need to do there. And doing so will be able to get you this week hands on either Memory of Jolder, which removes your sprint cooldown penalty, which is pretty fun to use with your Striker Titans. I must admit, I messed around with that a little bit. Very, very fun to do. Also, we have the Memory of Silumar. In the Crucible, resistance to damage over time attacks is greatly increased. So stuff like your Thorn or your Incinerator Grenades or stuff like that that do, damage over time, this will greatly reduce the damage you take from that, make it a lot more manageable. And last and not least, we have the Memory of Scory. When your super is full, nearby allies' supers recharge faster. Very cool to have in raids and stuff, to have at least one person with this artifact, just to help keep everybody else supercharged with their supers. Alright, and also don't forget about the tower. Go ahead and pay Lord Shaxx a visit, and make sure you pick up his weekly Crucible bounty right here for Back to Basics. It's going to be in the Clash match type, and these should be pretty easy for you to do. Go ahead and pick it up, complete all of that for a chance at some extra Nightfall tier rewards, which admittedly have become a lot better in recent weeks. As far as the rewards that they give you, better chance at exotics and, actually light level equivalent stuff that you can actually use. So that's going to do it, guys. That pretty much covers everything there is going to be to do this week in Destiny. We don't have any Iron Banner or anything. Of course, we will have Trials of Osiris coming in the weekend, as we always do. Definitely look for me in that playlist, as I want to go through and get my hands on a few of those weapons that I have not yet obtained. If you did find this useful or helpful or enjoyable at all, please go ahead and smack that like button for me. Also leave a comment in the section down below for anything else you would like to see me include in these weekly updates for you. But as always, this is LV Native. You guys are awesome, and I will see you in the next one.